Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a little sentimental cushion. So I'm going to show you how to make a memory cushion. I'm going to show you an easy way, which is a no zip. Depending on the item of clothing that you use, it may be better. You may have less fabric and using a zip method will save you some fabric. But if you have enough fabric, you can do an easy envelope open, which means no zippers. So a memory cushion is something that you could make as like a really nice gift for somebody, or you might just want it to have in your own home. So you can use like clothing from loved ones, maybe people who have passed. I actually used to make these when I first started YouTube. I think I had a craft video, and I used to make like craft items to sell, like teddy bears, love hearts, cushions and things like that. Now I no longer sell those items. I do get a few requests off people, but unfortunately just on my schedule I cannot make these for people anymore, which is why I've decided to do a video, because you guys might want to have a shot and make them yourself. So that's what I'm going to be sharing in today's video. Simple enough, just take your time. You might be nervous about cutting up maybe a shirt or something belonging to a loved one. Practice on some scrap fabric before if you want to. I also have an envelope cushion DIY. I'll link it below if you want to have a watch of that video as well. So let's get into the video, and I'm going to show you how I made my memory cushion. The first thing you're going to do is iron out all of your fabric. I always start with clean and ironed fabric. It makes it so much easier to cut. Using a sharp fabric scissors, I'm going to cut along the seams of the shirt. I'm using a shirt in today's video. Depending on what you have, I just find it easier to cut along the seams. I'm going to cut it all along the seams, and then I'm going to get a template and I'm going to cut out a front and two back sections for this envelope cushion. Using some brown paper, I made a template for my envelope cushion. The front section measures 16 inches by 16 inches. The back section is 16 inches wide, and then the length I think is 14 inches. And you're going to put a hem on the back two sections. So I'm just pinning the brown paper to my garment, and I'm going to cut out the fabric. It's also really important to take your time when cutting out your fabric. Make sure that I use a lot of pins when I'm cutting, because I just find I don't make as many mistakes when I have it all pinned together. The fabric doesn't shift around. So just take your time with cutting out the fabric. So as you can see, I have three pieces of fabric. I have a front section and I have two back sections. I am now going to iron and hem. I use a 1-inch seam allowance to do a hem for the back two pieces. So as you can see, I'm folding it over once, ironing, and then I'm folding it over again and giving it an iron, and then I'm going to stitch right the way down. I'm also just adding a stitch down the center of the shirt. So where the buttons are, if you don't add a stitch, you'll find that when you go and you've made your cushion and you go to stick your filler in, you're going to get gapes. So I just put a quick stitch down the existing seam to stop it from gaping. So I am now just stitching this seam to the back two pieces. I'm just hemming the back two pieces, but Blondie insisted on getting in the video. Never so with cats, especially Blondie. She was my little helper today. I am now positioning the cushion to get it ready to sew it all together. So with the right sides of the fabric facing together, I am simply placing the two back pieces to the front piece, but just make sure that the right sides are facing together. I then use lots of pins to pin it all together, especially the back pieces. I just used some extra pins so it wouldn't shift when I was on the machine. I think I used a 1/2 inch seam allowance. You can also tidy up the edges when you're finished. am just clipping the corners of the cushion just to get a perfect, nice and even fold for when I turn it the right way around. I just added a 16-inch cushion filler pad to my cushion. You can also make these in different sizes, so just make a template how big as you want. You could do 18 inches, you could do 20, you can make it as big as you want. So I hope you found that tutorial easy to follow. Do let me know if you're going to have a shot at making one yourself. If you are making one for yourself, the best one to start with is a shirt or something that is kind of cotton, doesn't have too much stretch to it. You can, if you have like a jumper, cardigan, they have some stretch and they can be harder to begin with. So if you're a beginner, stick with shirts and kind of blouses that's not like silky, so nice easy fabric to begin with. If you do want to tackle something that has stretch, I just recommend using an interfacing, so iron on some interfacing to the back and that will stop it from kind of stretching on you. So like I said, I don't make these anymore, but I did, God, I can't pick a number, but I'd say I've made tons of these for people, and they're just, you know what, you would get a lovely kind of warm fuzzy feeling when you would make a memory cushion for someone, because especially when you would see their reaction when they would get one. So these are a great kind of DIY to give as a gift, and the best part about this DIY is when you make it and when you give it to the person and you see the smile on their face. So don't worry if you don't have enough fabric for a cushion, because if you still want to make something that's kind of sentimental, I have an old video, it's a how to make a hanging heart video. You head on over and watch that. That's just showing you an easy, quick way to sew a hanging heart, and you can use fabric. So maybe you have a napkin or you have just a smaller piece of clothing that isn't enough for a cushion, you can make a little hanging heart. You can also use the scraps left over from making your cushion to turn into little hanging hearts as well. So that's it for this week, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up. If you are new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button as well. You can also catch me over on Instagram, you know the drill by now. I'll pop my handle here, and I'll catch us all in next week's video. Bye everyone.